Yo, 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 good people. It's your homie HerbMan. Busting you back upside the head with another hot banger. Look, please go tell somebody, your homie HerbMan is on. And if you're new to the program, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please follow, like, share, and subscribe on all the platforms at Love HerbMan. All right, so we're coming live from YouTube and TikTok. So if you guys are having any problems with TikTok and YouTube, switch it out. Go over there and make sure that you are vibing to what we are putting down. All right. I am your neighborhood holistic practitioner. I'm your homie HerbMan. All right. All we do here on the HerbMan Show is teach people how to heal themselves. All right. And you can't heal yourself unless you know thyself. So we want to teach you and human design so that you can be well on your way to happiness, wholeness, and wellness, bar none. All right. You must understand the intricacies of nature, the intricacies of your body, the intricacies of what it requires and what it takes in order for you to be happy, whole, and well. Ask the question. The question is an age-old question. Why do we get sick? How can we heal ourselves? Why? Why do we get sick? And how can we heal ourselves? Right? So at the end of the day, what we're trying to get you guys to see here is that if you don't understand influence on your body and on your mind, you really won't get what we're putting down. You're looking for an alternative, but you can't find one. You're looking for the best herbalist, but you can't find it. You're looking for the best alternative, but you can't run into it. You know why? Because you're not tuning in to the HerbMan Show. Okay? You're not tuning in to someone who could literally talk to nature. Therefore, you're going behind a product maker and not necessarily a program maker. Okay? And there is no product, there is no panacea. Moringa. I don't care what they put out here. Iris sea moss, Cungus crispus is what they call it. Moringa. There are several herbs that can do 75, 80 diseases. That don't mean it's a panacea for you. There is not one product on the planet Earth that is a panacea that'll cure all manner of diseases. But there is a program that can have that like effect. And that program is going to give you the right food that you need to eat, going to give you the right herbs that you need to take, going to give you the right activities that you need to undergo, which means, in other words, it's going to be the right program that you would need to do put your body under, your spirit under, your mind under, in order for you to be able to get to your highest heights. Okay? That's what this particular owner's manual is all about, you guys. It's a program. All right. It's not something that's just going to pop up out of the blue. It's not going to be overnight. It's a program. And for your funky, measly $50, this program, we have understood it to be the best $50 investment you can make in your whole life. Why? Because you get this on the It ain't me behind the counter that know how to make your burger. You wouldn't know how to make it. It ain't me behind the cash register that rank you up on your fruits and vegetables. It's you that'll know what your fruits and vegetables are now, right? So you don't need a nutritionist, you don't need a dietitian, you don't need an herbalist because now you're going to get all of the information in the palm of your hand for a measly funky $50. That's what we're presenting to you. Now, either you want to learn how to fish or you want to keep standing in this long ass line waiting on my little two-piece and some fries. Either way is good fish. Where I fish at is good fish. or where you can come and buy fish from me at. Get good fish. You can fish with me on the lake. You're gonna get some good fish. Or you can come stand in line at my fish shack, and I'm gonna sell you some good fish. Either way, you're gonna get some good fish. Now, what my mind says is, let me pay you to teach me how to fish instead of me just sitting up here coming to your fish shack every day for this little good ass two fish that you got. Yeah, you got some good ass 2-piece snack, but if you teach me how to fish, I can bypass all this waiting period. I can bypass all of this long line, all of this waiting, all this, that, and the third. I can bypass it if you teach me. So if I'm gonna spend $50, I'd rather spend it teaching me how to do something than making me be married to your expertise, making me be married to you. So I spent $50 a day, but because you didn't teach me nothing, I gotta come back to you, spend $50 tomorrow. And because you still ain't taught me nothing, I gotta come back to you and spend $50 next month. And because you still ain't teaching me shit, I gotta come back to you and spend $50 in the next 2 weeks. And because you still ain't teaching me shit, I gotta come back to you and spend $50 in the next month. And look, this thing will go on and on and on and on and on. It is the rat race that modern medication got you in. And look, these herbalists on YouTube and TikTok don't mind putting your ass in that same rat race. Look, they don't mind. Herbalists don't mind living like doctors. Herbalists don't mind doing your ass like doctors do. Herbalists don't mind because they're looking at it like, hell, you already used to it anyway. You already treating your disease. You already don't know what you're getting in your prescription. You already paying for this stuff of being oblivious to what the side effects are. So why can't I get some of that money too? The doctors are living in 200, 400, $500,000 houses. As a herbalist, I want from them too. Well, I'm so glad I got my money right before I even got into the business. So I don't have to come and bastardize the business just to try to make a living. For all of you that don't know me or haven't known me, I show you my neighborhood. I show you where I live at way before I even got into the business. Okay? Your boy been doing good. Don't continue to keep doing good. We don't have to utilize herbs to do. So what we say is, what is the cheapest, most effective route to put the most information in the palms of the hands of the people that depend on you the most? The most cheapest, most effective route to put the information into the palms of the hands of those people that need it. The owner's manual, what nature gave. You know, little funky ass music $50. We can set you back in alignment with nature. Boom, bada bim, boom. That's all I got to say about it. If you guys are interested in your owner's manual, please DM me. We'll get you the information that you need. All right. Now, regardless of what that thing said, this is free information. So we come on every day between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, giving you this free information. We're coming live from South Africa. Okay. So it's a little bit in the evening over here. We're more or less in the daytime over there on the Northern Hemisphere. But again, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we come on to this to TikTok and YouTube. Make sure you guys got all of the quality of information at the palm of your hand that you're needing. Okay? This is free information. All you gotta do to pay for this information is simply pay attention. How you pay attention is by double tapping that screen, getting us up to 100K during our live. Okay? And once we get to 1,000 likes, we'll get to the subject matter at hand. And since we're already there, let's go ahead and get there. Now, one big thing I want to show you guys, and I don't know if y'all are avid researchers like me, right? But I know so many people. I've watched so many people, small people, start up off the internet, right? You don't know them, now you know them, and then something happens to them, your ass don't know them no more. Okay? Like, there's so many people. I've watched people like Nature Boy. Y'all don't even know who Nature Boy is. I watch people like Young Pharaoh. Y'all don't even know who Young Pharaoh is. I watch people like Brother Polite. Y'all don't even know who Brother Polite is. Some of y'all may know some of these people, right? They got to the height and then got raw. Nature Boy got to his height, started his little coat, moved to Georgia, shouldn't have moved to Atlanta. I don't know why you want to move to Atlanta when you was a cult leader. Gone, took you down. Young Pharaoh got to his highest zenith, wanted to have baby mamas and multiple women and multiple wives. Girls, okay? Now you're struggling trying to get back to prominence. You had Brother Polite, one of the top intellectual species on the planet. Brother Polite, one of the smartest. Young Pharaoh, one of the smartest. Nature Boy, one of the smartest brothers. If Nature Boy would have started a church, he would have been the best pastor. If Young Pharaoh would have started a school, he would have been the best teacher. If Brother Polite would have started some kind of financial thing, he would have been the best financial advisor you ever know. These people come from crazy. These people come from the streets, getting chosen to do these things, but don't know what to do with what they got, so they reach a height, and then here comes the fall. Okay? No other than what you just seen here with these other people that's on TikTok. You got Earth Speech, you got We Know the Truth Now, you got some of these other people. They really teaching the same stuff. Good information, by the way. Great information. But you can get it twisted because you guys are fighting amongst each other about who disseminating the right information. That's why I ain't really on that shit. I don't give a damn if you from America or you from Africa. It ain't gonna extend your life to know that information. It ain't gonna make you live not one day longer than the next man if you find out that you Native Indian. If you find out that you indigenous from America doesn't give you one day longer than the person who ain't indigenous. If you found out that you really from Africa don't make you no special than the white man from Europe. We gotta stop thinking that we got this information and it's gonna choose whether we special or not or this and the third. We're all in this cesspool together. What I have to offer is for the white man, the black man, and his babies. What I got to offer is for the white man and the black man and all of your babies. It's time out for divisive rhetoric. It's time out for divisional terminology. It's time out for the institutionalization of consciousness. You guys are making a religion out of consciousness. That's why don't nobody want to do it no more. You first come on, you sounding all good, you sounding all researchable, you sounding all intelligent and ingenious, and you sounding all, and then your nigga come out. You know, you get too puffed up in your head, too egotistical, and then these attributes come out to where you just another motherfucker from the, and you ain't no different, which means that now the message that you're bringing doesn't do the work. There's a scripture in the Bible that said, "Let the ministry be not to blame." Right? So we got to be okay with removing ourselves, which is why I'm glad that none of y'all know what I know. So I ain't got to worry about no competitiveness. I ain't got to worry about no ego. I ain't got to worry about you saying the same thing I'm saying. So let's figure out who's saying it the best, and who got the most. I ain't got to do that. We have landed on something to where it's no competition. There ain't no competition with this if it comes to your modern medicine against this traditional medicine system. There's no competition when it comes to me teaching it versus somebody else because they don't have this information. I am the one and only, even bro who writes the book of wisdom, even though Harry B. Joseph learned that from your boy Santos Bonacci. But Santos Bonacci, Harry B. Joseph, and me, we ain't teaching the same thing. Harry B. Joseph is teaching what Santos Bonacci is teaching, but I ain't teaching what now one of them teaching because they have not yet been able to use the information that they've been given to figure out how it prolongs life. And until you do that, we are all different people. Don't ever put me in that equation of anybody doing anything on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Don't group me up with nobody because there is nobody teaching what I'm bringing to the table, and there's nobody understanding it good enough to see the effectiveness that it can have on the health. Now, again, what good is me knowing that I'm indigenous to America gonna do for my health? Is that gonna make me live longer than the next day? No. What good is it going to do for me to know that I'm African? Is that going to make you live longer than the next man? Unequivocally, no. No. So what we're doing is saying there has to be something more. So now let's take the Native American, now let's take the African, now let's take the Native Indian, now let's take all that traditional Chinese medicine, that Ayurvedic yoga tactics, and that Tibetan medicine. Now let's take what the Sangomas were talking about, what the Kundurungas was doing down in Mexico. Now let's take all of that information and see how can it elongate life. I'm trying to get to 120 years old at bare minimum. What I'm really trying to get to is everlasting life. But at the bare minimum of me missing the moon, I'll shoot. I'll shoot for somewhere way beyond the stratosphere. If I land on the moon, I'm fine. Okay? So there are going to be things that influences your health that you have no idea that they are influencing your health. Anybody can tell me three things outside of your body, outside of your day-to-day work, outside of your life. Give me three different things that influences your life, whether you believe in it or not, or whether you know it or not. How many of you know it? There are three things that influences your health, your decision making, your life in general. And you don't even know nothing about it. You don't even know that they have this effect on you. Anybody know what those three things are? Okay? If you just got one of them, I'm fine. Put it in the chat. How many of you know what three things influence the health of the people? Somebody said your thoughts. Okay, natural natty. You went a little deep. You went a little deep. Cooper said rest. You went a little deep as well, Cooper. Sounds, okay, the mind, line and say knowledge. Mm-mm. Three things that influences you that are outside of you. A lot of y'all are talking about things that are inside of you. Stress is inside of you. Your thoughts is inside of you. You know what I mean? Outside of you, what are the three things that influences you? Jeanette Davis said money. That's a good one. Somebody said food. Obey. Somebody said nature, environment, color. All right. Because you guys are guessing right now, let's go ahead and give y'all the answers. All right. So we're coming live from TikTok and YouTube. So welcome, YouTubers. All right, chime in if you want to. There are three things that influence human life. Okay. The sun, the moon, and the stars. The sun, the moon, and the stars are the three things that influences the health of the humans. They don't even know it. Okay. The sun, the moon, and the stars are three entities outside of your particular collective consciousness, outside of your spectrum of understanding, outside of your belief system, outside of your control. These things still have magnificent influence on the health of the animals, the humans, and the earth that's under the influence of these three things. So when you're talking about being sick, some of y'all don't know that half of you is influenced by these things, not because you were influenced with them, but because you were out of alignment with them. When you're out of alignment with the sun, when you're out of alignment with the moon, when you're out of alignment with the stars, guess what? When you're out of alignment, you're in the box that we check called unknown. Okay? When you're out of alignment with the sun, the moon, and the stars, you're in this space called unknown. In this unknown space, anything can happen to you. Anything can happen by any kind of random a series of events, all this type of stuff, because you don't understand the influence of the sun, the moon, and the stars on you, period. So what does the sun influence? Okay. What does the sun influence? Well, we know that the sun is going to influence what? The thoughts. What does the moon influence? Well, we know that the moon is going to influence the what? Feeling. Okay. What does the stars influence? Well, we know that the stars is going to influence. Okay. Thoughts, feelings, and action. Now you add all of that up together, and all your celestial or your main celestial, which is the sun, the moon, and the stars, other planets, and all of that, they basically is influencing behavior. They're influencing behavior. The sun, the moon, and the stars influences your behavior. Your behavior is what's going to dictate your sickness or your healing. How you behave, how you respond, how you respond to a stimuli, how you respond to a invasion in the body. So these things have tremendous influence on you, and you never understood why. You never understood why. You never understood how. You never understood how to rectify this influence, right? You can't stop the influence, but you can change the way that they have influence on you. You cannot stop the influence of the sun, the moon, and the stars, but you can change it. And how you change it is by how you receive the influence, and also how you respond to the influence. So reception and response is the top two things that is going to happen in order for you to change the paradigm. Reception and response, or at the top of the echelon, what we do with that celestial influence, what we do with that universal influence, what I do when the sun influences me. It's all about my reception and my response to it. What do I do when the moon influences me? It's about my reception, it's about my response. What do I do when the stars influence me? It's all about how I receive it and how I respond to it. Okay? So understanding this information is going to let you see that it doesn't matter about anything on the earth. Okay? It said in the Bible, it said what? It said, have your mind on things that are above and not on things on the earth. So have your mind on things like the sun of God. Have your mind on things like the moon. Have your mind on things like the stars, because that are the things that are above and not on the things that are below. It said, have your mind set on these things that are above and not on the things below. But when I tell you, seek ye first the kingdom, your instructions is to seek ye first the kingdom. You got to understand that somebody is trying to give you a great example of how your inner workings go by teaching you about the outer workings of nature. That's the only reason you will sit down and listen to a lecture about space and time. Is to get some kind of derivative, some kind of natural function, some kind of natural explanation, some kind of natural understanding of what's going on internally. So I'm only gonna sit and listen to somebody tell me about space and time to know about the paradigm that goes on within me. Knowing that planets are my cells, knowing that these particular influences that the planets have on me is going to play some kind of role in my thoughts and my feelings. And there are times of the year and times of the month when I get dysfunction and I don't know what to do with it because I'm not in alignment to know that it's that time of the day, it's that time of the month, it's that time of the year, it's that time. Okay? So what we gotta understand is this dramatic, miraculous influence. So now you think about it. You got three brothers teaching the same message about being indigenous and about how we were indigenous and about that. Then how can something creep in the middle and cause confusion? It says that God is not an author of confusion. So if confusion arises, it's because it's not the right message. It don't mean that that message ain't good. It just means that is it the right timing? What I mean to say to you is that again, what good is it to know that you are an indigenous American if it does not? These brothers are teaching some powerful information. I just told y'all the other day. I'm gonna show you one thing that they teaching that's very powerful. First of all, especially We the Truth now. I love him. You know, he lives in Georgia, Carolina. I love my homeboy. You know the truth. I don't even know how he got himself caught up in all this whole rigor mortis. But again, that's because you're playing in the same wheelhouse. Somebody gonna get mad when you play in the same house. But now, here it is. That basically talking to you about agriculture. And they tell you the same thing I've been telling you. Your ancestors knew navigation, cultivation, colonization, and civilization. Those were the four things that your ancestors knew way before they should have known. And so, because of that, other people, other people who were trying to be here needed that information. How do you navigate so we can live long? How do you colonize so that we can farm and grow food? How do you civilize so that we can have farms and communities? How do you do this and do that so that we can have those things too? So remember that your ancestors came in and set up four systems that they should not have known about. They set up navigation, colonization. We colonized the land, not man. We had civilization because in order for you to colonize, you got to be able to colonize to civilize, right? And then the other one was going to be cultivation. So you had navigation, cultivation, colonization, and civilization. Cultivation comes with knowing how to use the resources, knowing how to put a little water with the mud and then dry it out, and then you got a bowl. That's cultivation. How to make a spoon, how to make a bowl, how to make a this and that out of the natural resources is how you cultivate, right? So we got these four dynamics ancestrally, and we were giving them to people so that they can make sure that they're able to have sustainability here on the planet. Understanding that navigation, colonization, cultivation, civilization came from the sun, the moon, and the stars. So we realized early on the influence of nature on the human life. Now, because you got Doppler radar and the weatherman and you got all this, you don't give a damn when a tornado come, an earthquake come, when a thunderstorm come. You don't care when it's lightning. You don't care. So oblivious to weather patterns and weather changes and climatic events and all this because you're not in tune with nature. And because you're so oblivious to the storms outside of you, and you'll be oblivious to the storms that arise inside of you. Okay? Because you're so oblivious to nature in the macrocosm, then you can't get a handle on your nature in the micro. Okay? So we want to make sure you guys understand that it is by this influence that you are oblivious of that is at the really precipice of what's going on with you in your particular wealth and health situation. Okay? You have to know the influence that this stuff have on you in order for you to be able to dictate what it is that you need to do and when. Your most high situation, okay? Your most high situation, right? We always write this down. In your most highest state is going to be when you sleep, rest, meditate, right? Your highness, you got to know how to tap into the most highest state. When you get your owner's manual for that little funky measly $50, what we show you is that part of the thing, right? And just for $50, I could just do this and be all right with it, and won't have a feeling about it. I will feel like I gave you everything that you deserve. You feel me? But there are highness times. So it's at my. So now, if I ask you about highness, the most high, there are things that are happening every moment, every minute, every second, every day, every hour, every year, every week. You just got to know how to jump on the opportunity. So if I ask you, what's your most high state? What are y'all gonna say? What are y'all gonna say? That's where the confusion lies, in the lack of understanding. Yes, in your most highest state of consciousness, that's rest, right? That's sleeping, that's rest, right? Thank you, Angie P. All right. What time of the day do you sleep in? The day or the night? For the most of us. I know some of y'all are so ass backwards and you're gonna come on here thinking that you sleep during the day gonna be the right answer. Day or night? Which one facilitates your sleep? So then now we understand that night is a high tide because we're looking at the moon. You see, you gotta keep this stuff in perspective. So now we're looking at the moon attribute. The night is when the moon come out. So the night is another time for rest, which is another time for you being at your highest consciousness. So nighttime, we got high tide. That's during the week. That's during your month. You got 1 week where it's going to be high tide, which is going to be the full moon. So let's put that down. So we got the full moon, high tide. We got nighttime, high tide. Okay, we got sleep, high tide. Okay, so now I just gave you 3 different time frames where you can start to capitalize and step into your highest state of consciousness. 3 times. Now I could have kept on going, but I gave you 3 times. I gave you 3 times. Hey, I gave you 3 times. Night, full moon, and sleep. Night, full moon, and sleep. Or just across the board 3 times for you to tap into your highest consciousness. In this highest consciousness at night, at the full moon, when I'm asleep, I need to take no thought. I need no wants, needs, and desires to creep into my particular paradigm in order for me to be able to do my thing. Okay? Just because y'all talking quiet don't mean we can't hear y'all, all right? Be quiet. Be quiet. Like, got kiddos in here I gotta talk to. But yeah, so night, full moon, and sleep, you need to take no thought, no wants, no needs, no desires. Don't take that I need to be healed into the night. Don't take that I need a new car into the full moon. Don't take that I need a new husband into your sleep. You don't give a damn about your wants, needs, and desires. That's what's wrong with you. You playing this nature thing like it's Santa Claus. That's not gonna happen. That's the wrong paradigm to play with nature with. That's the wrong paradigm to play with God with. Again, a lot of you got caught up in prayer, so you can't close your fucking mouth. You're constantly asking God for something, and you're not knowing that when you're constantly in prayer, that is a direct indicator that first of all, you don't have no faith, you don't have no belief system strong enough for nothing. Because you asked about this last night, came back tonight, asked about the same thing in your prayer, came back tomorrow, gonna ask about the same thing in your prayer. See, God ain't about prayer. It's about meditation and contentment more than it's about lack of or lack thereof and about requesting. God is not your Santa Claus. God is not your genie in the bottle. And that's why you got this sitting up here and don't know why this is so important when it comes to your not your seventh chakra, your crown chakra. You've been cosmically connected, but then it's telling you to have no attachment issues. And you're like, damn, why is this the hardest part of it all? I can get over my stress, I can get over my lust, I can get over my self-control, I can get over my grief, I can get over my doubt, I can get over all these different things. But when it comes to attachment issues, and that's the last level to get to your highest consciousness. Why is that so hard? Because you're so used to asking for things out of lack. I need for you to go into that night. I need go into that highness. I need you to go into that full moon. I need you to go into that sleep, needing nothing. And the reason why I'm saying that to you is because even if you're on dialysis right now, do you know you don't need to ask for healing? Your body will heal itself if you leave the kidneys alone. Your body will heal itself if you just leave the area that's agitated, leave it alone. So that means that if I got to fast for 90 days, 120 days, 4 months, if I got to fast for 60 days, I'm going to do it because I want to leave the body part alone because I know that healing is already programmed. But you think your kidneys will do something that your lip won't do? If I come through this screen right now and tap you and bust you in your goddamn lip, if you never did nothing to put an alcohol, a rubber band, a band-aid, or whatever you invented on it, the swelling gonna go down in your lip and your lip will heal without no treatment. How many of y'all understand that and believe that? Put the two in the chat. If I reach through this screen right now and bust you in your lip, then nothing you can do with me. I'm in South Africa. You can't hit me back. If you did nothing to your swole ass lip, over time the swelling will go down and the lip will heal. And you think it's done, which means that healing is already programmed in your DNA. So you don't have to ask for it. You don't have to ask for God to heal your kidneys. You just got to leave the kidneys alone. That means that you got to have a program to where you know that you're not going to be drinking a whole lot, eating a whole lot to allow the kidneys to repair themselves. Oh, but my doctor said I gotta eat because I'm taking this medication, and now your ass ain't gonna get well because they put you into a system that won't allow you to get well. Because as long as you gotta take medications, especially in your mind, you gotta eat. And I'm telling you that as long as you gotta eat, them kidneys ain't gonna get better. So as long as you taking medication, as long as you eating, your kidneys ain't gonna never get better, which means that you'll always be on medication and you'll always be eating egregiously according to the healing of your kidneys. You got to be able to understand this paradigm. Y'all are so into buying something. You're so much of a consumer. You don't know what's real or fake on your TV screen or your radio because you don't know how to properly use ears and eyes. I could trick you right now with these eyes. I could trick your ass. But you know how many men been tricked with the eyes? A pretty face and a fine body, but a heart of a demon. And you went right on down that aisle and put a ring on that face. So don't tell me I can't trick you in your eye. You know how many times people have been tricked with their ears, thought they heard something that they didn't hear? I could trick you with your ears. So you can't use eyes and ears to know truth. There's got to be an inner working. They say that the great deceiver will come in and be 99.9% like God. Hell gonna pass that test. Come on, somebody. The devil gonna be 99.9% like God. Well, shit, I failed. Hell, hey, look, I'm walking down the aisle marrying motherfucker that's 80% what I'm looking for. Hey, look, I got some ex-wives that were goddamn 50% of what I was looking for. I was like, shit, let's do it. Shit, you do half of it here. They got that. I sell a lot of coke. I sell a lot of coke for 50%. So if you're doing that on a daily basis, you ain't never getting 100% of what you really want, and you selling it like that. Oh, man, what you think you're gonna do here? You can't use your eyes and your actual ears to hear God. You can do that to hear a man. And even then you can get tricked. All these magic magicians that done tricked your ass over and over and over, David Copperfield and all these different Chris Angel, all these fuckers trick your ass right now. I'll take you to Las Vegas and you'll be in the goddamn seat all the way to the floor. Being tricked by your eyes and ears. So it's easy to do that. So we know we're not using those things to hear from God. We're not using those portals to hear spiritually. We're not using those things to hear when I'm in my highest consciousness. When I want to heal myself, there's no need to ask for it because it's already. So now I understand. Y'all gotta listen to what I'm telling you. Now that I understand that, then you understand the value of rest and fasting. Dr. Sabi said that he was impotent, overweight, had diabetes, and he was 30 years old. He had no kids at 30 years old. Now, obviously, he died when he was about 80 something years old, left behind a bunch of kids by then. But his story started at 30 years old, obese, impotent, and diabetic. That was his big issue. Can't have no babies, getting fat, and got a blood sugar problem. He fasted for 90 days, eating nothing but herbs and green juices, got his impotence back, blood sugar corrected, and obviously, if you fast for 90 days, you're gonna lose some weight. What did the man do? Are you gonna go and try to find the herbs that he was taking? Are you fucking stupid? It wasn't the herbs. I told y'all this yesterday. If you literally listen to people, they'll tell you what they did to actually curb their situation, and most of them gonna say they stopped doing what they did to get in the problem. But you looking for the I want to find Dr. Sabi herb, Sabi herb, or just the same old regular ass herb that you can grow in your yard, that growing out here in nature right now. It wasn't the herb. I wonder what green juice he was drinking. It wasn't the green juice. I wonder what herbal combination he put together. It wasn't the combination. It was the resting that he put his body in. Rested from eating so fucking much. Blood sugar corrected itself. Rested from eating so fucking much. He lost the weight. Rested from eating so fucking much. His potency came back in his impotency. So you'll see that it was because I got away from the thing. That's the secret. So now, when I'm trying to heal myself, I just want to get away from the things, the thoughts, the wants, the needs, the desires. So Dr. Sabi said, in order for me to do this for you, I ain't gonna teach you this. I'm gonna just tell you that you got to come to Honduras and come to the Fuchsia village, even though you don't know what's going on over here. You can't have no cell phone. We're gonna take you away from your people that's causing the problems and data problems. We're gonna take you away from your current circumstances. Guess what? Now when you fly your ass all the way over to Honduras to Fuchsia village, you have no wants, no needs, and no desire. A formula, critical ingredient for you to get back into the right health perspective. It is you stopping things that can help you, not adding things. A lot of you guys want to add in herbs, and like add in vitamins and minerals. No, adding in is not the problem. You're already doing too much. Stop is what we want you to practice. Somebody put that in the chat, please. Keep tapping the screen, you guys. Let's get us up to 100K. Please keep tapping the screen. Let's get us up to 100K. We're almost at 50, and we're almost at 5 o'clock. We got about looks like about 11 more minutes before we get to 5. So in 11 minutes, we need to get that up to 50K. You keep tapping, I keep talking. If you don't show no interest, trust me, I'm gonna piece you up and down, and we're gonna go ahead and tell you to enjoy the rest of your morning while I enjoy the rest of my evening. I hand the good old land of South Africa. All right, so y'all, I don't want you to rob me of my time, and I ain't gonna rob you of yours. But we both got to work in these little 2 hours. So your little work is tapping that goddamn screen, and my work is running my mouth, teaching you about what thus said God in my spirit. All right. So now we understand that nighttime gives me an opportunity Full moon gives me an opportunity, and sleep gives me an opportunity to get into this peace. That means that I can get this every day. I have an opportunity to get this every day, every week, every month. I just gotta know when. Huh? I just gotta know when, right? I just gotta know when. How many people understand this? Because if you don't understand this, I want to keep talking about it in order for you to understand the amount of opportunities that you have to make the correction, the amount of opportunities that you have to make the change, to make the transition throughout a day, a week, a month. I need for you to know that you got it all there. You just got to know how to put it together. See, I'm gonna tell you something that's so critical right now. Let me show you something. Now, if I said the word church, right? Church, you would think should facilitate this right here, right? Everybody agree with that. If I said church, or if I said that you're going to the mosque, right? You're going to see your imam, or if you're going to the synagogue. Church, you would say, will facilitate your highness. Correct or not? Let's talk. If I just said the name church, and we're talking about your highness and your low tide, you would accentuate church with your highest state, right? Huh? I'm with the California prison. Well, you know, hey, you already know. Much love. All right, much love to the prisoners. All right, because I'm a convict myself. I'm not just an inmate, but I'm also a convict myself. So I love y'all. All right, I love y'all. I'm gonna tell you one small thing. I was in the wall preaching, got out of the prison system, got with an organization, and went back behind the wall. I was preaching to you prisoner, and I was preaching to you free. That let you know how good I was, right? A lot of folks didn't want to preach to you while they're in there, because they're in there with you. Now, brother, I got out, joined an organization that goes back into the prison to preach to the people behind the wall. And I was very, very blessed to be with Bill Glass. If you guys have ever heard of Bill Glass Ministries, Bill Glass Ministries is where they take former prisoners or people who just want to go back behind the walls and preach to the people, and they also get celebrities. They also bring celebrities in, and it's a big little function that happens on the prison yard, and you can do a lot of great work. Now, I was privileged to not only be able to be preaching inside the prison as a prisoner, but I also made sure that I paid my dues and did it when I was free. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're giving back that way. I love everybody behind the walls, man. Some of the greatest brothers I ever met is behind the walls. Some of the greatest gifts that I ever seen is behind those walls, man. So keep your mind up, keep your head up, and understand that you also are privileged to be able to do this within yourself. Just because you're in prison don't mean that you're supposed to die early. Just because you poor don't mean you're supposed to die early. Just because you black don't mean that you're supposed to die early. Just because you white don't mean that you're supposed to die early. Just because you in this region of the world don't mean get your owner's manual, man. It's the best thing that you can do no matter what religion, region, or person, place, or thing that you are. That being said, church would assume that your most highest state would be up here, church, right? Well, guess what? Let me show you something about church. Church, you don't go at night. You don't go to church at night. You definitely can't sleep in church. There's not a lot of quiet time in church. So church is more of a sympathetic nervous system agitator than it is a parasympathetic nervous system facilitator. They ain't finna. You see that little music? Do y'all hear that little music in the background? Divine X over here on YouTube. Do y'all hear you can hear that little music in the background? Okay, I'm talking to my people on YouTube. So you guys are live on YouTube and TikTok. Y'all can hear that little music. See, that's what you're supposed to be playing in church. Church is supposed to facilitate the highness, the rest, the quiet, the meditative. When I was in the ministry, yes, I was a minister. When I was in the ministry, we call it consecration. Consecration would be a time where ministers will fall to their knees and to their face and pray and praise and meditate unto God until they can do it no more. We call it locking of the door. Right? That's when the doors of the church going to be locked for the whole weekend. That's when ministers are consecrating themselves. It's called consecration. All to your knees, your face, you lie flat on your belly, and you just pray unstopping until you stop. Right? Now, my point is that church ain't facilitating no quietness, no night, no sleep, no rest. They're agitating or influencing the sympathetic nervous system. So you ain't at your highness, your ass busy. Remember that I told you that highness is rest, low tide is work. You're going into church under a low tide teaching and don't even know. They working. You tamborining, you ushering. Work. Church is about work. You got to sing. You got to do the program. You got to do the the usher going and we were into the help is on the way. Hey, help is on the way. Yeah, you in there just a dancing, sympathetic nervous system. That's low tide shit. Church is supposed to facilitate the rest of the mind, the rest of the body, which means that it's supposed to be a very even keeled, a very, very nurturing, somber. Like when you're watching the movies and we off in New York somewhere and they walk into one of them churches and say, Father, for I have sinned. Ain't nobody playing no goddamn. We're blessed in the city, we're blessed in the field, and we're blessed when we come and when we go. They ain't doing that in that goddamn. They ain't doing that at Father Beehive, them church. It's quiet in here. Sit your head down, sit up. So now a Catholic church knows how to usher and facilitate your highest with quietness, but then your Baptist, your Colgate, and all the rest of these folks who just handed black folks some shit from religion instead of the spirituality that we actually created from it. You handed me down a hand-me-down version of some stuff that I didn't even create for myself. So church is agitating the sympathetic nervous system when it's supposed to be facilitating parasympathetic. That's why ain't no healing going on inside the church. It's too chaotic. It's too entertaining. It's too moody. It's too celebratory for you to be able to get into this particular mindset. How you gonna get here? How you talking about some no wants, no needs, and no desires, and the pastor sitting up here telling you that you can have all the desires of your heart, and God said that if you didn't knock, you can't ask. But if you knock, then you shall receive. And all you hearing is Santa Claus, Santa Claus, Santa Claus. All I got to do is ask Santa Claus for what I want, need, and desire, and He gonna bring it to me. And that's a sympathetic way to live because that's gonna keep you up in anxiety because now you want something and it ain't came from time that you feel a certain kind of way. Thoughts, feelings, reactions. Now you got a behavior problem, all because you've been engineered to learn the world in a way that you should not be trying to learn the world. I don't know what else to say to you or do for you if you don't understand what I'm teaching. I know y'all putting a lot of fires in the chat. But what I'm trying to get you to see that fire won't save your life. Okay? You applauding me won't change your paradigm. You have to understand the importance of application to the information that you get. You don't need to keep standing in line to buy a two-piece fish dinner and some husband. You need to pay $50 to learn how to fish so you don't ever have to stand in line no more. We tired of this shit. How many of you sick and tired of being sick and tired of putting ones in the chat? If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired of putting ones in the chat, you don't have to come back to me all your life. Keep going to her page now, like you know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what I'm saying, but I don't want to see your motherfucking ass every day. I don't want to take care of you for the rest of your life. I don't want to take care of you for the rest of my life. So what I asked God was, what is the fishing school? I want to go to school to learn how to fish. I'm tired of standing in line. Everybody got a two-piece fish dinner. They make their like Captain D. These folk over here make their like Long John Silver. These folk over here got a bottle they say came from New Orleans. These folk over here say they from Boston Harbor. Out there where fresh seafood come up out the so Massachusetts say they got the best seafood. I'm good, goddamn it, y'all ain't gonna look. I stay in line for forever, keep fucking with y'all, and I still won't be set on who got the best seafood. So get what? Just teach me how to fish. Same thing if you like chicken, then you need to learn how to grow chicken coop. If you like hamburgers, you need to learn how to farm and get some cattle. Stop standing in line waiting on somebody to know you better than you know yourself. It'll never happen. Okay. So we all in Earth School. That's what we're here for. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. True. I get you. I get what you're saying. But everybody ain't trying to learn. That's why they in Earth School don't mean they give a damn about it. You got some folk right now. If you go when you was in school, when you was in school, you had some homeboys and homegirls that lived in your neighborhood. They just gotta get on the bus too, cause they gotta go to the same school. They don't give a damn about that school. They got on the bus though. They woke up that morning, got dressed like you did. They got on the bus like you did. They got to school on time like you did. But they don't give a damn about school like you. So you'll have people that'll dress up, that'll wake up, that'll clock in, that'll look just like you doing what you doing, thinking that y'all all do the same thing, but you're not. Some folks take it serious than other folks. So yeah, you can say we're all in nurse school, but what I'm trying to say is we need to all understand that we're all in nurse school. Some folks don't know they're in nurse school. Some folks don't know they're in school. So some folks are oblivious to how important it is to learn. Okay? So your highest consciousness has to be at a quiet point. At night, full moon, sleep, the three opportunities to activate your self-healing mechanism. And don't ask for healing. You already got it. Okay? Don't ask for something you already got. Okay? How many of y'all understand that? Don't ask for healing because it's already programmed in you. I don't have to ask the computer for Google. This little what is this little Lenovo? No, this is a Dell. This Dell already came equipped with Google and all the Microsoft stuff. I don't gotta put it in there. It's already there. How many of you believe that your healing is already there? For some choosing. How many believe that your healing is already in you? You just gotta know how to activate it. That's what we're teaching you on the HerbMan Show. That's what I've always been teaching y'all. I'm trying to put myself out of business. I should not have to work 7 days a week, stand up all night, worried about y'all sick asses. I got children, I got literal children, I got one on the way, I got kids, man, that I need to be, but I'm constantly focused on you. I'm giving a fuck about folks that don't even give a damn about me or my existence. It should not have to be that way. I should not have to sacrifice my life for you because you should be able to sacrifice your life for yourself. You don't need me to sacrifice my life for you. You should be able to sacrifice your own life for yourself. Sacrificing a life to put the shit down. There's gonna be some stuff. You know, I was listening to Shaq tell his son on TikTok a little video. He said, "Well, son, you know, son told him like, Pop, I'm gonna go to training camp." Okay, you training? Like, yeah, you can get into a training program. I got it. He said, "All right, cool. Look, you know you gotta play basketball." Now, Shaq told me trying to play basketball. She looked at him and said, "You know you ain't gotta play basketball. You know we ain't gotta play basketball no more, right? Your boy done got so rich over here. You ain't gotta be like me. You go do another thing." He said, "Because the reason why I'm telling you this is because you have to sacrifice so much. How many plays did I come see? How many dance recitals did I miss? All of them. That's what you're gonna have to do. And you got to be understanding of that before you going into this paradigm. You got to sacrifice your family. LeBron James played 22 years. He said, shit, he back to somebody's wife and them kids. Cause I was going home, but I had to work out 3, 4 times a day. I'm waking up every 2, 3 hours. I'm outside. I'm running. I'm around the block. I'm at the gym. I'm not at home. And when I am at home, I ain't at home because I'm studying. I'm doing this, that, and the third. So, goddamn, LeBron James' wife literally raised the truth. 22 years. Tom Brady. The whole thing on Tom Brady was for him to retire because he got a little boy that's about to play football. Tom said, shit, I ain't studying. Sacrificing to be great. Sacrificing to be great. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That there has to be a sacrifice of all this all this talking and shut your ass up. Sacrifice all of that bullshit and throw it out and sit your ass quiet, still, in contentment, and let what's already in you start to take place. And the only way it's gonna start to take place is when you remove the bull crap, when you get rid of the baggage, when you get rid of all of the stuff that's fogging the window, when you get rid of all the stuff that's clouding your vision, get rid of all the clutter that's in the way of your perspective, then you can see clearer about what I'm teaching. Okay? All this is the outside and know nothing about the inside. Yes, that's what we're talking about. So now we're trying to teach you how outside influences inside, but then how you got to allow inside to influence your outside. Okay? That's what we're teaching you. And we're going to continue. Most of you guys are trying to get to this number so that you guys can get it because it's at that critical point. You know, like I was saying, with all of, um, with all of the nuances of all this information going out and people are bickering and fighting, you can see that there's not going to be a whole lot of establishments of things because everybody wants a piece and everybody wants unequal shares, right? This brother feels like they deserve more of the situation than this brother. Even though both of y'all are talking about the same thing, so we can't work together. So therefore, a lot of people with this social media mindset, this intellectual mindset, is saying, "Hey, look, they don't want to work for nobody." That's including not working with you. Now, listen to what I said. They don't want to work for nobody, but that's including not working with you. You know how many people that I'm like, hell, if I do herb, you do herb, why we can't do this together? Because these females and men then come into being an herbalist to want to work for somebody. They want to be an herbalist to be so private. They got to let people do their thing. There's a lot of people on TikTok that want to be an entrepreneur. So they're not gonna come up under your shit. They're not gonna combine with you. So they need to be the one, the regenerator, the egotistical understanding. That's why I'm glad that I'm teaching something that don't nobody teach. So I don't even got the experience. And my thing is stay under the barrel, stay in the ditch, keep your head down until you get something like this. That's what's make you original. That's what's going to make you rich. That's what's going to make you this and that and third. Because if you keep your head down, if you just keep your head down, God will give you something like this that'll be just meant for you. What's for you is for you. You're not gonna see a whole lot of people talking about the same shit that you're talking about. Oh, that God said, what for me, girl? I done got into this mouse. God gave you mouse, and He done gave a million other people a sea mouse. That wasn't God. That wasn't nothing to give you. When God gives you something, it's going to be something so rare and so specialized. And it's only for you. There ain't gonna be no copycats. There ain't gonna be nobody else that can do it the way you can do it. There ain't even gonna be nobody even talking about it. That's when it's really you. I don't know if y'all noticed this or not, and I don't mean to toot my own horn, but you ain't never seen me on social media. It's 8 billion people on the planet, and can't not one of you tell me that you seen me before. You can tell me about somebody that's hitting on some stuff that I've been saying, because I'm talking astrology. So you want to know an astrologist that said that. I'm talking biology, so you want to know a biologist that said that. I'm talking medical, so you want to know a doctor that said that. But you can't find one all in one. So that's how I know this thing is for me. But it's also how I know it's from the Most High, because it's all mine. It's all mine until I can't do nothing with it no more. And then my spirit that God gave me for this will leave me and jump on another person that'll take it the rest of the way. But it ain't gonna be 3, 4, 5 of us talking about the same thing. It's 20 of us talking about the same thing. Shit, it's about 50 of us, goddamn, we all believe in it. But that's from God, it ain't gonna be that. That's some shit you chose. Not some shit that chose you. Okay? So we must understand these two dichotomies of health, wellness, and how do we activate it? How do we get it to where we want it to be? There's so many people that are calling me right now and that are emailing me and that are getting their owner's manual, and they're so distraught, they're so confused, they're so lost. There's so many things happening in their life back to back to back to back to back to back to back. And what happens is, remember I told you about the pinata. So here's this little kid coming into the paradise. You've been blindfolded and you've been spun around and you don't know where you're at. You don't know what to do, how to do what it is that you're trying to do. You're trying to do something that your mama and them didn't do. You can't go to mama and them. You're trying to do something that your daddy and them didn't do, so you can't go to daddy and them. You're trying to do something that your friends them didn't do, so you can't talk to them about it. You're trying to do something that has never been done before. Who do you have? Folks at church ain't trying to do it, so who the fuck are you gonna talk to at the church house? You got yourself in a situation where you're trying to do something great amongst a bunch of mediocre people that you have nobody to go talk a great conversation with. There's so many of us that have settled for mediocrity because we have not figured out opportunity. When does opportunity come? So I'm asking you, before we get to this 100K, I do appreciate all of the almost 80,000 likes so far. But before we get off this live, and I'm gonna end it very soon. I just want this to be strong. I ain't give a damn about how long. Do you know how to capitalize on your opportunity? Do you know how to start understanding opportunity throughout my day, my week, my month, and my year? User 297 said no, just being honest. You need your owner's manual. And on top of that, not only do you need your owner's manual 297, but you also need to come here every day between the hours of 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Some stuff I'm going to teach you that ain't in your owner's manual. Some stuff that I'm going to be teaching that ain't about you personally, but is about life in general. You want to be able to come here every day from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and get this knowledge. You being indigenous to America won't make you live long. Stop being distracted. You being from Africa ain't gonna make you no better or no worse than the next man. So stop being distracted. You worried about P. Diddy getting out. He ain't gonna rescue you off your sick bed. So don't worry. What we need to know is, how can I take control of my finances? How can I take control of my health? Wealth and health literally uses the same formula of reproduction or production to get. Okay? Bottom line, wealth and health literally takes the same formula of production to get to. If you guys are calling me, please, if you guys call me between the time of 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that means as soon as I get off the live, I'm available for the calls. All right. Hold all calls after the live if you're interested in your owner's manual or walking us through your owner's manual. I know a lot of people got the owner's manual. A lot of people got the herbs from the owner's manual. We're shipping these things out as fast as they're coming in. So just bear with us. As soon as we get them in, we push them out. So you should begin your orders really soon. If not, the next day or the next couple of days, depending on where you live at in America, we're getting you out. All right. So don't worry about it. The herbs are going out, the herbal blends are going out, all this stuff. I know you guys want to talk to me, but it's between the times of 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. And I'll take all calls from then on out. All right. So now, again, I asked y'all just this. Nobody answered that question. Y'all said, shit, do you know how to activate your healer? Thank you, 297. Is it PayPal only? If you are out of the country, it's PayPal only. If you're out of the country, the only thing I got to facilitate you is PayPal. Okay, I don't do a whole lot of Cash Apping and Venmo and Zelle, and I don't do all that shit. We McDonald's ain't gonna do no Zelle. I ain't gonna do nothing. Burger King don't give a damn about no Venmo. I ain't gonna give a damn about it. We are a walking and talking incorporation, just like Texaco and BP and the rest of them. I created this particular dynamic to be a company that can live longer than me. Okay, so unfortunately, when you create a particular dynamic like that, this ain't no LLC, this ain't no sole proprietorship. So therefore, I'm not doing no personal little bit of stuff like that, and all that type of stuff. Either you can do it from the cash register, or you can do it from what you can do from online. If you can't, unfortunately, we can't facilitate. Okay, that's all I can do. Be still and quiet the mind. Rest. Um, I said a lot of things. Okay, how do you activate this at night? Somebody needs to say at night, during the full moon, getting the proper amount of sleep. If you're trying to activate your own healing and you're tired of medications, you're tired of the natural, you're tired of the modern healthcare facility, healthcare system, the only way for you to be able to activate your healing. Some people have done this, but they did not know how to explain it. Some people have got plenty of rest, they fasted, and then when they got finished, they told you that their herbal blend did it, and it wasn't that. Some damn, but sometimes I say stuff I blow my own mind, you guys. I'm sorry. All right. So sometimes I have to stop, laugh at myself. Because I don't know where this should be coming from. I just be getting down low. All right. But some people have accidentally activated these things at these times, but didn't give it the credit, gave something else the credit. So you think that herbs did it. You think Dr. Sabi did it, or Yaki, or Bobby Price. You're giving them the credit because you don't know the program. You don't know the times of nature that you did something. So you can't never give God that credit. Never give God it. It's something else that did it. It was the herbs. It was Dr. Savior. It was girl I went on there. I got with this dietitian. She used to be working in the hospital for 20 years. She been around the block, and I heard that she knew Savior and she knew Dr. Laila Africa and she knew Dr. Paul Goss. And, she was around them back in that time. So she's a dietitian and nutritionalist, and she said, "Do the foods." And girl, I swear, I ate those foods and woo woo woo. So you're putting credit on the addition, but you ain't giving credit to the elimination. you eliminated certain foods to eat these foods, but you gave these foods credit instead of the elimination of those other foods. You did everything he told you to do. Dr. Saber told you to rest, do this, do that, and the third, take these herbs. You did all of that. But you didn't see the value of the sleep and the rest and the meditation. So you figure that that little combination he gave you for $130,000 was the one that fixed you. Your body don't need shit. You just need instructions. And for a measly, funky $50, you get the instructions on how to heal yourself, but not without knowing thyself. We're not going to give you this information without whooping your ass a little bit spiritually on what the root causations of your problems are. So you can't run from it, but you can utilize it for your own health and good. All right. It's cooperating with nature and being obedient with and the call to sleep. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Because out of ourselves. Yes, exactly. But my point is that you see how much credit, false credit we give instead of to these. Dr. Sabi himself said that he didn't eat nothing. So we know that food can have an effect on Dr. Sabi's health because he didn't eat. He said that he did have some green herbs that he was taking. Okay. But then we also know that he said he fasted for 90 days. So if you weren't eating nothing and you were just drinking a little herbs, which one had the more bigger effect? It was the fasting. Fasting is again rest. He rested from the things that he did to create the problem, to create a solution. He rested from the things that he did to create a problem, to create a solution. You don't need nothing but rest. People need to exhaust our use of stored energy so that they can get proper sleep. Yeah, man, I'm gonna keep beating them upside the head. Folks don't like my channel. They want to keep leaving. I'm supposed to have 1,000 billion people in this motherfucker right now, right? But folks don't understand that it's just that simple. Oh, he can't stand sleep. But then you'll go over there and follow somebody telling you about ginger. There is a Chinese doctor on here. She ain't even no doctor. She actually is an entrepreneur telling people about ginger. She done got so tired of teaching you about ginger that she done put Nigerians up for them to tell you about ginger. She's a business woman. I ain't got nothing going on with that. But my point is that if you gonna put all of the credit over to ginger, but at the same time you're doing Chinese massages. So you're telling me to massage the back of my head with ginger, but I don't need no ginger and I can still massage the back of my head and the headache can still go away. Is it the ginger or is it the massage? The body is already programmed. Your body has healing already programmed in it. Your body has wealth already programmed in it. But the only thing is that it's so deep in you and suppressed in you, you got to find it. That's your journey. When is the best time to use the flashlight? During the day? Your wealth is already in you. You just got to find it to activate it. It's a treasure chest that is locked. You got to find the treasure chest, then open it. To find something in the darkness, the inner parts of you, the private areas of you, you need a flashlight. And the best time a flashlight work is at night. Find your wealth, rest, and it'll come to you. You'll magnify it to you. You don't got to go get it. It'll come to you. To find your health, rest your mind and your body. Okay? Anybody else? It ain't even got to be nighttime sleep. You can get this anytime. Because all you got to do is close your eyelids, and that can happen anytime. You can close your eyelids during the day, and it's going to be night. So you can actually force this thing to happen, or you can ride the waves of it happening. Now, night, full moon, sleep, and then we also got these parts of life. You got your spiritual essence of life, your spiritual side, which is 60 years. Okay, so you get 60 years of spiritual and 60 years of physical. You can't do all of physical, you die because you'll run the body down. You can't do all of it spiritual, you'll die because you'll run the body down. So this has to be a half and half relationship where you know I can do no more than 60 years of physical exertion, and then I need to transition to my spiritual capability. I can do no more than 60 years of physical exertion, then I must transition. Just like over here, when the lights go out. The lights go out, you gotta transition to the generator. You gotta transition to your solar panel. You gotta transition to another fuel. You gotta transition to another energy source. I can only do 60 years of physical exertion, and then I need to transition into another fuel. I need to transition to another energy source, which is my spiritual. Okay? If you go more than 60 years of physical exertion, you will run the body down. If you go more than 60 years of spiritual exertion, you will run the body down. You know? Either way, it's a detrimental end. It's just like your pH scale. If you go down to 7.2 in the blood, it's too acidic. You're going to die. Even though 7.2 is an alkaline number, in the blood, it's too acidic. If you go up to 7.5 in your blood, alkaline, that's what we're talking about. This is an alkaline number. The blood is alkaline, and you went to 7.5, which is alkaline, but your ass gonna die at 7.5. So you'll see that there's little room to move to keep the balance. Same thing with your life. Little room to move to accommodate this. And because you haven't been taught this hasn't been engineered in you. You don't have the understanding of this. You haven't met somebody like me in 2025 because most of us are dead and gone, our ancestors. If you don't know shit about what I'm teaching you about putting nature back into the fundamental principle of how you live your life. You must know your life by nature. And because you don't know that, then all of us are not going to be able to circumvent circumventable issues. Circumvent means go around. You're not going to be able to go around issues that actually go around. The incurable diseases are circumventable, meaning that you're able to go around them, but you're creating that particular diaphragm. I mean that particular diagram in life because you don't know how to activate it within yourself. Okay, you don't know how to activate it within yourself. So we teach you that it's not your herbalist, it's not the food, it's you know where. So if you're on dialysis, then you need to figure out where you at. So to make this very easy, I'll do one of y'all birthday. I ain't gonna be doing everybody's birthday, man. We got about 30 more minutes. We're already at 100K. So because you got us to 100K, I'ma always show some respect and love and do somebody's birthday. But don't think I'm gonna be up here doing y'all birthdays all day. Pay your little funky ass easily $50 and get this information to the palm of your hand so that you can live prosperous and don't have to worry about nothing. 12, 15, 64. Okay? 12, 15, 64 is the manufacturing date. Okay. Y'all give me a second here. I done ran out of this black. So give me a second to give me some more color in the building. Keep tapping you guys out. Keep talking. All right, 12, 15, 64. Let's see if I can see this. 12, 15, 64. Okay, everybody see that? Can y'all see that? 12, 15, 64. YouTube, can you see it? Can y'all see it up in here on yeah, you ain't gonna never see it on the screen, fat girl. I'm in South Africa. 12, 15, 64. Okay. So the number of this particular individual. So we know that from 1121 to 1221 is going to make this be a what? A Sagittarius, right? So we know off the rip currently right here. Okay, Sagittarius is currently right in Sagittarius. So your starting line is your finish line. That's what we teach everybody. Your starting line is your finish line. So at the end of the day, you must make it back right here when we teach you about this circle of life. You get this circle of life in your owner's manual. All that means $50. So don't think you don't get this diagram because you do. All right, so boom. The starting line is your finishing line. So we already know that you got to try to make it back here. 64, that means you'll be 61 this year, which means that you're 60 right now, right? So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, all right? So you're currently right now in Taurus, but obviously at the end of this year, you'll be in Gemini, okay? So I'm just giving you your current name, but really you'll be in Gemini at your birthday. I should have just put it in Gemini, but at the end of the day, I'm giving you your current as of today. Your ass is in Taurus, all right? Now, with that being said, you're in the body part, right? The more physical wear and tear. Now, here's the thing: you 60, you 60. Now, this is what I've been teaching you that you can't miss. Whoever this is, you didn't know nothing about what I've been teaching. So for your first 10, 20, 30, 40 years of your life, 40 years of your life, you was in the spring. I mean, you was in the fallen, which means that you was in the spiritual function of life. If you didn't come to my teaching back then, you probably exuded a lot of physical energy during a spiritual time. Now, it doesn't mean that you didn't get the spiritual stuff that come out of the time because it is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. It ain't nothing you can do about it. Okay, so you could have spent 40 years of drudgery in your life. Man, this is very hard for me. I had to do this. I had to do that. With 40 years. So guess what? If you did 40 years of physical work at a spiritual time, how much you think you got left over here? Answer that for me. Somebody on this goddamn live, answer that for me. If you don't know when stuff is, so right now you're in your low tide. Remember, low tide is work. High tide is rest. Your first 40 years was rest, but you was working. So you don't rob your body of 40 years over here that needed to go over here. That's why it's impossible to make it to 120 years old. That's also why it's impossible for you to fathom what everlasting life looks like. You have to put emphasis on preserving your body. Only way you're gonna be able to do that is to know when to do certain things, and you're only gonna know that by getting your own. Okay. Yes, it is an email, right? It's an e-format that you get into your email. Eyes free. So it's a physical product that you get in off your hand via your email. All right. Now, 12, 15, 64. Obviously, we know that you're in the third deacon of Sagittarius. So we want to watch out for farsighted. Nearsighted. I'm sorry, nearsighted. Okay, nearsighted means that you can see very good near, but not that good far off. That also is a spiritual implication that you are good at the day-to-day problems, day-to-day tasks. You're good at that. But it's your long-term goal setting that you still need to work on. Okay, so nearsighted is one thing that you got to worry about. The other thing that you got to worry about is your speech. Okay, you could be speaking good, or you can have speech impediments, speech problems, this, that, and the third. So speech and nearsightedness are going to be the two things that I'm going to tell you about that for. Now, the other thing is to understand your model number, right? So everybody has a different model. So 12 plus 15 is 27. 2 plus 7 equals 9. So we get 9 out of the first two numbers here, month and date. Month and date, we get the number 9, right? And you got to do the year. So 16 plus 4 would be 2, 20. All right, so that's going to come down to 2. 2 plus 9 is 11. So you are involved in 11. 11 represents the water element. Okay? The fact that we already established that you are Sagittarius lets me know that you got the fire in you. And a Sagittarius is always going to be a Gemini, and a Gemini is going to always have Sagittarian qualities. So there go your air. So fire, air, and water are going to be what makes you up. You have a fire condition, an air condition, or a water condition. You have all three of them going on in your body. Now, for the sheer fact that this says 11, I'm going to go with the water, and I'm going to talk about your reproductive area. Okay? Whoever gave me this birthday, 12, 15, 64, your reproductive area. So that means your ovaries, your uterus, your prostate. I don't know if you male or female, your testes, your erectile. I don't know if you male or female, but your reproductive organs are going to be something that I'm going to take and watch out for fervently. Also, I want to make sure that you understand spiritually that this is guilt and unforgiveness. Something going on with you with guilt and unforgiveness. You want to make sure that you're able to watch out for those things as well. On the order page, it mentions shipping. No, so it's free shipping. So don't even just hit free shipping. The owner's manual is free shipping. So just hit free shipping. Eyes free thing. All right. There it is. All right. Who was that? Who was that birthday? You still in the building? Don't just leave no birthday and get the hell on now. So the children are so obedient and cooperative. Oh yeah, you know the kids they gonna do what they gotta do, man. They understand. They understand what time it is, man. This resonated for me also born 12/14. Yes, Miss Baker. Now the thing with you that you could be different from this person though, so don't take everything that I told that person for yourself. So Miss Baker, 94, give me the year. 12/14, give me the year. Let me show y'all that the model, we have about 12 to 13 different models of human beings. That's what makes this so special because it goes all the way down to your specification. Any owner's manual that you've ever gotten with a particular equipment is for that piece of equipment. Your 1995 owner's manual for your Frigidaire ain't gonna work on your 2025 Frigidaire. It was only for that 1995 version. So you gotta understand that just because you got two Benzes in the yard, one of them is a 1995 Benz, the other one is a 2025 Benz, you can't fix both of them cars with the same part, even though they both are Mercedes Benz. Just because you're a white woman don't mean that you just like every other woman. And just because you're a black man don't mean that you just like every other man. You are specific. And the owner's manual will break it down to allow us to understand the specificity. And I'm finna show you that with Miss Baker right here. Miss Baker, when were you born? Give me the year. Miss Baker was born in, which one is it, sweetie? You born in 94 93. Now don't come up with these 2 or 3 different birthdays. Now, which one is it? 12/14/93 or 12/14/94? It don't really matter. 94. Now watch how different she is than this person. They 30 years apart. 12/15/64 and 12/14/94. Watch this. Now I don't got all control over this, so they may end up in the same thing. What we finna see is what I'm finna do for you. We finna see 12/14/94. We know the last person was a model 11. So 12/14/94. You know you started in the same area. So 94 gonna make you what 31. Okay, so 10, 20, 30, and 1. So you still in your spiritual, you're in Pisces, but you're also at a time of unknown things. So you should be seeing yourself dreaming a whole lot better, dreaming a whole lot more vivid. You start seeing a lot more spiritual things happening to you. It don't got nothing to do with you. That is coming out of nowhere. It's because you're in Pisces, okay? So during the spiritual time of life. Now you know that should help you versus the other person that we just did. Now 12, 14, 94, okay? You know you're in Pisces, so we'll put your little red marker right over in here. And you're only 31. That's where you at. You still in your spiritual essence of life. Now your model number, 12 plus 14, is going to be 26. 6 and 2 equals 8. So the month and the date give us 8. All right? The month and the date give us the number 8. Okay? Now we got 19 plus 4. 19 plus 4 gives you 23. Okay? So that's going to be 5. So 5 and 8 is going to give you what? 13. 1 and 3 is going to give you what? 4. You are model number 4. 4 is going to make you an air. Sagittarius is a fire. Every Sagittarius is a Gemini, so that's an air. You're fire, air, air. 30 years and 1 day apart. You're a different model than that other person. This is the valuability of modern medicine. It ain't in your blood type that makes you specific. It ain't in your blood samples that make you specific. It ain't in your hair samples that make you specific. It ain't in your if you understand hair samples, it's just a collage of different vitamins and minerals that really you can debate about if they even real or not. Okay? In your blood, when you go draw blood, your blood come back and say that you good. But you sick as a dog. But it ain't in your blood. So we see that these things are not all that solid as they used to be. Your stool sample ain't as solid as this. Your urine sample ain't as solid as this. Specificity on the machine that we're working on, which is your body. This person is a Sagittarius with an air, while the other person was a Sagittarius with a water element. So you got two fire signs that are working with two different elements. Every Sagittarius is not the same. That's why you should not be going and getting these old fake ass natal chart readings, these fake ass tarot card readings, these fake ass compatibility readings, or putting all of you guys in the old paradigm of time setting, so you're still out of tune with nature. Do not do another natal reading again if it ain't me. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. Do not do another tarot card reading again if it ain't me. Stop. Out of your ignorance, you create industry. All you do is feed into the paradigm. And you never get hooked back up to the source. You can tarot card read all day and it don't hook you back up to the source. You can Reiki heal, you can do all these nuances, this sound healing, all this little shit that you just create, keep coming up with that don't get you back to the source. It's not doing you no good. Oh, because you're a Sagittarius. Every Sagittarius is that. That woman just asked me that. Oh, it sounded like me. So is it mean that we the same? I said no. Some of the stuff is gonna sound like you because you're a Sagittarius and a Gemini. Both y'all Sagittarius and Gemini. So yeah, nearsighted and speech issues. That is the same shit. But right here, when we get down here to this folk, and if I give you the herbs, if I give you the food, if I give you the spiritual things, they different. Now, guess what yours is? Grief and depression. The other person was guilt and unforgiveness and the reproductive area. Guess what yours is? Grief and depression, autoimmune and immune system depression. Different place, different issues, same sign, different people. Okay? I'm encouraging my adult children to get them through you. Yes, I do have a lot of people that are starting to bring the children on in. You know, I love you for loving your people that much. Love you for loving your people that much, man. Anybody that's bring me their loved ones, that's just something about me, man, that I'm gonna love on your people. If you love your people enough to show them me, I'm gonna love them enough to give them my love. Undivided attention to their needs and their care. Okay. So I'm always very, very elated Very, very elated when sons bring their mamas, when daughters bring their parents, when parents bring their children because them folk love you. It ain't got nothing to do with me when it's in the house. When your mama went to the house and said, "Boy, you need to go there and see HerbMan," I wasn't there. It had nothing to do with me. She loves you enough to go tell you that this is the person I think you need to go see. Your son love you enough to say, "Mama, you need to go see HerbMan." Your husband love you enough to say, "Baby girl, you need to go see HerbMan." Then all I can do is requite love for love. All I can do is repay, reciprocate the love that you're showing your people for the love that I have for you as well. So love is going to be always making into what we do. But can't you see how that makes a difference? Okay? Can y'all see how that makes a difference? I didn't add my birthday when I ordered the owner's manual. Yes, so you're gonna have to email me your birthday, or you're gonna have to DM me your birthday, or something like that. Anytime you go to the website and do your data chart, there is a place in notes. Right before you check out, a place called notes. Put your birthday down. But if not, it's not a big deal. Email me, DM me. We'll get you the information that you need, man. Okay? 5/17/1958. Okay? 5/17/1958 is going to be what? 421 to 521. So that's a Taurus, right? So you're going to be in the third deacon of Taurus. So off the rip, hearing issues. Okay? Crazy, crazy bad hearing issues off the rip. Okay? Hearing issues off the rip. Another one is going to be hormonal issues. Okay? Hormonal issues. Hearing issues and hormonal issues will be something that you need to deal with off the rip. Now, the fact that you in 1958, when you started here at a Taurus, right? So 58 is gonna make you what? 67? Okay, 67, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and 7. You're in your spiritual time of life. You're in Scorpio. Okay, so you're all about joint ventures, inheritances, taking out loans, doing stuff in that kind of predicament. That's kind of where you've been at. I don't know who you want to take out a loan to do business with, or something that you've been thinking about doing business with, but you're thinking about taking out a loan, calling something like that going on in your mind. That's the Scorpio in you. Okay. Also, you could be waiting on some inheritances. I don't know if you're getting it from your job or somebody died and left you something, but that's gonna happen. Or some kind of joint venture that you do. That's where you at in life. Okay, Scorpio. Right? That's where you at. But you're in the spiritual time of life, so you're at your most highest state. Now, when you're at your most highest state, then you need to start to combine that with these. If I'm in my most highest state, then I need to also understand that nighttime is my best time, full moon is my best time, and sleep is my best time. I want to repeat this one more time because I know you guys are watching, listening, and I always like to layer this thing out instead of giving it to everybody all at once. Right? So, because we got so many people coming in, leaving out, and coming into the chat. Now, guess what? You're on the spiritual side of life. You're in your most highest state. Now, this is the high side, the high tide. So in your most spiritual time while you're there, you need the nighttime, the full moon, and sleep. Incorporate these in your most highest time and watch you manifest out of the wuta. But mind you, you can't do a whole lot of physical wear and tear because that's what this time is about. Okay? What's cracking? What's cracking? What's cracking? Said, thank you. That's for me too. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, sir. No problem. No problem. No problem. All right. So you guys got it, man. You guys got it. I'm gonna let y'all go. That's enough for me for today. I got some other things I want to take care of and stuff today, man. I appreciate all of you guys for your love. I appreciate all of you guys for your support. If you know people that need this information, holler at me. We come on every day between 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on. Just cut me on, put the phone down, put me on your TV, put me on Bluetooth, and let me do my thing. And let nature start to rekindle this relationship. Love you guys, man. Absolutely nothing you can do about it. Please go tell somebody about your homie HerbMan. And until next time. Yes, sir. We on YouTube right now, baby. So every time I come on, go to YouTube, subscribe to YouTube, get notified, holler at me there because you know a lot of times TikTok be tripping with some of the information that I do bring out. They don't suppress my information, this, that, and the third. So we'll start to do this simultaneously on YouTube as well. So when we come live on TikTok, we're also live on YouTube until further notice. That's what we're gonna be doing, man. All right. So until next time. Peace. Love y'all. Have a good one. Yes, sir. You too. I love you. Who's who's that? Who's that? Hear me? You boy. Say something. I can't hear you. Who's? Huh? What you say? Yeah, I'm calling you. Come here.